The lighthouse that called me. The storm came out of nowhere. One moment, the sea was calm and glistening under the moonlight. The next, black clouds rolled in, and waves rose like towering beasts. Sarah gripped the helm of her small fishing boat, her knuckles white. She had heard warnings about sudden storms in these waters, but thought nothing of them. Now, surrounded by chaos, she regretted her decision. Blinded by the driving rain, she could barely make out the jagged cliffs ahead. The lighthouse on Greystone Point was supposed to guide sailors to safety, but tonight, its beam was missing. "Where's the light?" she whispered, panic setting in. Then, out of the corner of her eye, she spotted it. A faint, flickering glow far off in the distance. It wasn't coming from the usual location, but from somewhere deeper inland. "That can't be right!" Her boat rocked violently, pulling her attention back to survival. But the light, pulsing rhythmically, almost beckoning her, was impossible to ignore. It felt alive, like it was calling her name. After what felt like hours, Sarah's boat finally slammed onto a rocky shore. Soaked and shivering, she stumbled out, clutching her flashlight. The storm raged on, but the mysterious light still shone in the distance, cutting through the darkness like a beacon. She climbed the slippery rocks, her boots squelching with every step. As she got closer, the light became brighter and steadier. It wasn't the lighthouse. It came from an old stone tower she had never seen before. The tower loomed over the cliffs, its blackened stones slick with rain. Vines crawled up its sides, and the faint hum of electricity buzzed in the air. Sarah hesitated. She had explored these cliffs before. There was no tower here. "Hello?" she called, her voice swallowed by the howling wind. No answer. The light pulsed again, brighter this time, and Sarah felt a strange pull in her chest, as if her body was no longer her own. She stepped closer, her feet moving without thought. Inside the tower, the air was warm and dry, a stark contrast to the storm outside. The walls were lined with ancient machinery, gears, levers, and copper pipes that hissed with steam. At the center of the room stood a massive, glowing orb suspended in midair. The light emanating from the orb was hypnotic, soft, golden, and pulsing like a heartbeat. Sarah couldn't look away. "What is this?" she murmured, reaching out. The moment her fingers brushed the orb, the room shifted. The storm vanished, replaced by complete silence. The air smelled of salt and ozone, and the walls dissolved into an endless expanse of stars. "You've come!" a voice said, deep and resonant. Sarah spun around, but she was alone. "Who's there?" "We've been waiting for you, Sarah," the voice continued, as if it came from the stars themselves. "You are the first to hear our call." "What are you?" she demanded. "We are the Watchers," the voice replied. "Guardians of what was and what will be. The tower is our vessel, and the light is our voice. You followed it, proving your worth." Sarah's heart pounded. "Proving my worth for what?" "To become one of us." The orb floated closer, its light intensifying. Sarah shielded her eyes but couldn't look away. Images flashed before her. Cities she didn't recognize, people from different eras, and cataclysmic events yet to come. "You will see beyond time," the Watchers said. "You will guide those who are lost, as we guided you tonight." "But I didn't ask for this," Sarah shouted. "You didn't need to. The light calls to those who are meant to find it." The images became overwhelming, futures of hope and destruction, choices that shaped the world. Sarah felt her mind stretching, her body dissolving into light. When she woke, she was standing on the cliffs. The storm was gone, and the sea was calm again. The tower had vanished, leaving no trace behind. Sarah stumbled back to her boat, her mind reeling. But as she started the engine, she noticed something strange. Her reflection in the water had changed. Her eyes glowed faintly, like the light from the tower. She realized the truth. She was no longer just Sarah. She had become a watcher, forever bound to the light and its eternal purpose. and as the first rays of dawn broke over the horizon, she felt the pull again. A distant, flickering light, calling her to guide someone else through the darkness,